Hello one, hello all, and welcome back to everyone's favorite Ponytopia, Equestria At War. Now, today I have something super special for you all. Today we're hopping into the early access version of the next major update for Equestria At War, Hidden Kyrria. The devs behind the mod were kind enough to reach out and offer me a slice of some premium cheese, so I accepted without hesitation. Oh God, I love cheese. Now, it's obvious, but I'll say it anyway before we continue. Just remember that everything you see in today's video is not set in stone. This update is still in development and everything is subject to change. So if you really enjoy something you saw, or maybe think something should be a little bit different, write it down in the comment section down below. I'm sure the Cheese Masters would love to hear and see what you've got to say. So without further ado, let's hop into the Hidden Kyrria update and jump on in. Now, normally when it comes down to pony lore, I normally just breeze through things, but you know what? Since we're early access, let's do a nice little deep dive. So the realm of Kyrria, the nation of which we are playing today, starts off on the eastern part of the Zebriga continent. The realm of Kyrria, as said here, was born from a mess of Kyrrian villages and tribes that fought for centuries and eventually birthed the current nation. Now, the nation was only born essentially 500 years ago, so it is still very much a baby state. And the reason this is important to note is because not only are they trying to modernize from their tribal ways, but they also need to be careful because they have a curse. And this curse is the ability to transform into a beast of fire and fury, also known as a Nyric. And when they become enraged and they transform, they essentially become a berserker and just lose all control. Now, the way that these aggressive tribes managed to actually form the nation was by basically embracing the way of fire. It is essentially a religion based around the deity of Concord. And essentially, if you were to fall into this berserker state, you're essentially rejecting Concord. And because of that, it actually raised the position of the Vermilion priests, as mentioned here, as they became the leadership. And over time, these priests that were praised for their unification of the people eventually became known as the Vermilion dynasty. And it was led by a matriarch. Overall, though, by modernizing, they kind of weakened the control of the matriarch. Scholars, merchants, landlords, they all kind of just led the way, and people just didn't really care much for the monarchy anymore, as it was all just in yellow, undermined. Now, this big blob here basically says that over time there were peasant uprisings and people were very discontent. So Matriarch Superior Noctilucent Charm stepped in and she issued this thing called the Silence. It's basically, what's the best way that I can put it? It's basically martial law. And if you step outside the realm and deliberately try to cause havoc, yeah, goodbye, you're being done for treason. Also, if you try to rule over the people in another way, i.e., I guess, companies and CEOs and the way they try to dominate people, that's also seen as treason, so goodbye to your head. Because of this, a lot of the bourgeoisie kind of just left the country and they fled overseas, which, you know, in the end could prove difficult as they might want to come home with another foreign power. But that didn't matter because the Matriarch Superior had finally continued a state of serenity in the realm. However, again, by doing this, it kind of halted the progress of the country and put it in a bit of a dark age, dark corner. In 917, eventually Noctilucent, I'm going to call her Nocti Charm died in 971. We are now in 1007, so that's what, nearly 40 years ago, at which point her daughter Rainshine took over and became the matriarch. And now here we are in 1007, leading as Princess Rainshine, the daughter of Nocti Charm, and our mission is to essentially pull out of the country from a dark age and eventually just get rid of this silence damage that's been caused by her mother. So with all that being said, and my first deep dive into Equestria lore, let's hop into the Chinese-inspired realm of Kyrria. Starting off, looking at our current spirits, the Way of Fire does look pretty good, but that Justify War goal is not ideal. The Hyacinth Accord, pretty chill. The Vestiges of the Silence, oh my god. Oh no. Although that is quite worrying. If our stability drops below 10%, we're going to be plunged into chaos and war.
No! God, please, no!
I don't want that. So starting out, there are no major decisions that I need to worry about, which is good for me because sometimes when exploring a new nation and you have all these focuses, sometimes national spirits can be a little bit overwhelming. But we're going to start off here. Is the Vermilion realm?
Okay, let's go.
Oh, in the Vermilion realm. Never mind. So starting off, we have our first field marshal and our first general. Our first general goes by the name of Sanguine Scintilla, and our first field marshal goes by the name of Tinder Blaze. Hey, let me set your Tinder ablaze. Okay, Valentine's Day is a long time away. Now, sitting here looking at the technology specifically only for Kyrria, they obviously have a few decent things here for protection against bad luck, which I love the idea of. Population, construction, you know, very general stuff. But one thing to point out is a lot of these focus have a big focus around reconnaissance and infantry, it seems to be, which I'm very happy about because lately I've been playing a lot of infantry over mechanized, and I'm guessing that the special forces for the Kyrria actually are very reliant on reconnaissance. So I feel like that's probably the route we're going to go for today. However, I need to get through this focus tree ASAP because look at that, bro. Research speed minus 68%. That is catastrophic.
Not fair, not fair, not fair, not...
Moving on to our first event to pop up, and it's Daybreak over Vermilion. The Matriarch Superior Rainshine has set her brush aside and watched as the last of the black ink dried on the flattened scroll of parchment before her. Essentially what this is, she's finally making a royal decree in hopes of essentially uniting the subjects, uniting the land to push forward. However, she's very, very nervous. You will do well, Autumn. I know this much because Autumn Blaze has been given the responsibility to carry things out, it seems. She has been given a plus 10% political power gain, harmony support, and improved relations, and our modified vestiges will be weekly stability -1. Oopsie daisy, let's not do that, please. So with that being said, it's now time to pick a path. Welcome the delegates or dispatch the envoys. I don't know if it's one or the other. I'm going to assume that's the case for now. And looking at things, going to the right seems to be the more aggressive, engaging path. Because we've got things like Through Flame and Fury. But then also on the left, we've got Kyrria on the world stage, which I imagine, judging by the doctrines and such, that's a focus that essentially leads to our expanding. You know what? I feel like I'm probably going to go left because that's going to help me build up my economy. That's more important than anything else right now. Right, welcome the delegates. Okay, so now that we've finished our focus, the 3.5-year plan, we have this event here, the Great Gallop Onward. Eventually, it gives us the decision for the Grand Gallop Onward begins today, and it's leading the country into modernization. Rain is slowly but surely trying to push the country forward into an era of modernization, and it brings forward this decision here. The Grand Gallop Onward, the 3.5-year plan. Now, to say that the plan is slightly ballsy is a little bit of an understatement. The brainchild of Imperial Premier Autumn Blaze, the 3.5-year plan, recognized as a ferociously ambitious course of action, even by its most dedicated proponents, seeks to make up for a century's worth of lost progress and transform the realm of Kyrria into an industrialized nation by the end of the year 1011. So in 4 years, they want to make 100 years worth of progress. It's crazy, but I love it. We just need to make sure that we've got outdated industrial sector active and the ending of the Silence Focus Tree has been completed. After that, we can modernize, and I think that would be nice and toasty. So without further ado, I'm going to blitz through this tree, and if there's anything that's ground-poundingly powerful in terms of lore or anything that pops up, I will let you know.
Prime time! Prime time!
So, decision, oh so decision. We've completed the focus of In the Vermilion Court, and we've just got this here in the hall of the Matriarch Superior. Essentially, long story short, all the people that we invited back from overseas to make our cabinet, i.e. in the way of Winterfrost and Fickle Current, have brought trouble to the doorstep. Inside the hall, we've had Winterfrost and her traditional sect come in, as well as the Fickle Current, I believe, as well. And because of that, a lot of people have started to cause a problem. With that, we've been left with a decision. Do we invite the Kyrria of the West to stay, which would essentially give more power to the Rising Sun Party? Long story short, it's just going to be a mess. I don't want to describe it for too long because I know I'm not going to go with this. It's a communist path. A, I don't find communist paths that entertaining, but B, I don't really find the idea of being trying to lead the country with communists who stormed a governmental body's building and said, no you. So I'm going to go ahead and do we cannot give the heretics a voice in Vermilion. Another thing to point out as well, whenever you complete focus trees, they add journal entries. So far we have Rising Sun, Fickle, Current, Winter Frost, and Autumn Blaze. And as you can see here, Autumn Blaze is a little bit stressed, bless her. She's a little bit overwhelmed as she does not feel like she is right for the position. Every time you complete a focus or a certain focus, it will add in a journal entry. So if I ever find one that's quite funny or quite important, I'll be sure to try and point that out too. I'll be honest, I've got ADHD. My attention span is really bad. Now, although Rising Sun is very much a staunch communist, I can kind of understand where they're coming from, because in the diary entry here, they are talking about how they just want to help the working person and how most of the nation is illiterate and cannot therefore express their problems or quarrels, and how every time that they try to essentially bring matters to the front of how the country's failed or how the world has failed them, is it Winter Frost? I think they said it was Winter Frost. Always comes back at them to say, oh, you're talking nonsense. So with that being said, there's a little bit of quarrel between these two here. Good old Autumn, bless you. Why me?
Why?
Now, this isn't much of an event. I just don't know why it's happened. Although I'm over here, all the way on the eastern Zebracan continent, and judging by the name of my my spirit here, my focus even, no, sorry, my law and government, I can't even English, undisturbed isolation. I have been isolated from the world. No one wants contact with me. For some strange reason, the kingdom of Yakistan wants to be non-aggressive with me. Okay, I have no idea why. I have no idea why, but yeah, sure. All right, bro, that's fine. And with another focus down, it is time to focus on a new decision. With this event here, Harmony, Heritage, and Homeland. 3 things and 3 ideals that are supposed to come together and, you know, assist in this revitalization and modernization of the country has led to a little, how can I say, sects forming within the politics. We have the reformists under Autumn Blaze, we have the traditionalism under Winter Frost, and we have revivalism under Fickle. Now, Fickle is very much supremacist, they're aggressive, they're warriors. We have Winter Frost, who is unaligned, and they're part of the Mages Union. They want to follow the religion part of things. And then we have Autumn Blaze, who wants to go through with what we're already doing and do the national revival through harmony, i.e. democracy and modernization. Now, my heart and soul tells me to go for Fickle. However, I kind of want to go for Autumn just because stability. I'm in desperate need of stability. I'm very low. And again, if it drops below 10%, we're going to war. And I'm pretty sure that war will be a civil war. And I'm not ready for that. So I think I'm going to play the safe bet for now. And I'm going to go ahead with Autumn Blaze. Hopefully, it is the right decision. Of course, dragons, let's do it. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. It seems as if these internal political disputes might actually turn into something quite bad. Autumn Blaze is having tea with Fickle Current, and she brought up the subject of, yeah, by the way, remember those communists? The heretics might be joining with Marxists to become a greater problem. Now, if I say I believe in Grand Gallop Onward, how can we gallop even if we leave Kyrria behind? We will essentially take a turn towards communism, and I don't want that. Whereas if I take this, we lose stability, we lose, you know, political power. Things aren't looking too hot, but we end up segueing away from the heretics. Sometimes you just gotta do it, you know what I mean? Sometimes it's just gotta be done. Guys, I may have broken the country. So I was going through the focuses, and by doing these focuses, I've unlocked 3 events. The poisoning of Mellifluve in the wake of cyclonic fury, because we had a cyclone, and then the crisis of bread and rice. Now, the only way to fix these is by having 100 political power per thing, and having the focus of re-establish rulership completed. I hadn't done that part yet, and I'm only just slowly recovering my political power. I'm not going to be able to do this in time, and I have 3 negative events that will leave long-lasting consequences. Oh no. Right, well, it seems like it's time for us to prepare for civil war. My stability is below 10%. My political power is below, well, nearly minus 500. Things are not looking too hot, and all of my focuses are currently on timeout because I'm not allowed to do it as I have less than 15% stability. I'm not ready for this. And it's time from silence to cacophony. I have failed. I have destroyed Kyrria with me. I get minus 250 political power. Oh no. And the realm has just fallen apart. The question is, the realm of Kyrria, the growing strength of the rising fire. The West has betrayed us, or we stand with the rising sun. Wait, hold on. Who's the rising fire? They're the communists, aren't they? Oh no, who am I?
I am a surgeon!
Okay, so if I click stand with the rising sun, I literally go commie. But if I go the West has betrayed us, I stay as Kyrria. Okay, cool. The North declares independence. Oh, good God. Right, so I've changed nation. I clicked a button and I've now changed my identity. I'm now the Council of North Kyrria, led by Fickle Current, the supremacist. I mean, this is kind of what I wanted. I just don't know if this is the way I wanted it. Okay, now it's time to make a big make or break decision, and that is left or right. Patriotic obligation, which will give us the flowers of war, and gains a dynamic modifier of imperial aspirations, which gives bonuses for political, military, and industrial. Or we can go loyal to the homeland, which will give us the north-south detente. And by reading through this, essentially we become a child kingdom for the current Kyrria. And although that sounds really nice and loving and blah blah blah, hell no. Patriotic obligation. We are going to go down. The realm must be saved from all threats, even those in Vermilion. I'm sorry to the previous crown, but it is what it is. GG, get good. Yo, I have to cover this. This is something I absolutely have to cover because this is awesome. Now, don't get me wrong. I appreciate financial systems in HOI. It is a nice addition to the micromanagement. However, I really like this financial system a lot more than other ones I have seen. We have created the party treasury, and because of that, we have gold coins. And by completing focuses and decisions, we can either spend or gain more coins, and by using this we can have a complete income. We can also do loans and return loans. Generally, I really like this. I actually really like this. And it's finally showtime. I've been doing my focuses, and the Republic of Kyrria has pushed back the realm of Kyrria this far. They have boxed in these divisions here, and it's finally time for my troops to strike. I do not know how good they are going to be against the communist divisions. All I do know is one thing, and that is that I have one goal, and that is to fight, and punish these disgusting Reds to the west. I need to restore order in the name of supremacy, in the name of Kyrria. I, myself, Fickle Current, will push forward and end this Red madness. And I take back every single thing I just said. I'm about to lose, and I'm about to lose catastrophically. Yeah, Kyrria just lost. I don't have any equipment, any manpower, and they are currently sitting at 44 to 95 division. Oh boy. You know, I have to say, although they're supposed to be my enemy in the future, I imagine, the Zykyrians have just saved me. The crazy Zykyrians in the south have literally saved me. Now, Anglo, what do you mean they've saved you? Let me tell you this. I've managed to build up my troops. I made them stronger, okay? By turning them into this division, although I haven't got the gear, there was enough manpower in them to stall this army. All of a sudden, their troops started to disappear. It's because they've been rerouted in the south, and the Zykyrians are absolutely dominating them. So that gives me a chance. However, it gets better. And the better part is, I did a focus, right? And this focus is this one, I believe, right? And do you know what it does? Do you know what it does? It allows me to recruit mercenary companies. Now, do I have a lot of money? Yes. Do I have a lot of money to spend? Yes. Are these guys expensive? Yes. Am I going to use these to absolutely dominate both Kyrria and Zykyria? Yes. Righto, and now this is the result of the peace treaty. We managed to get the peace treaty, and as you can see, we didn't manage to get all of the territory back, as the Zykyrians managed to fight us for some, but we got as much as we possibly could. Now it's just a matter of time of getting our political power back and just trying to secure our territory with buffs, military, and just general strength. Okie dokie, while looking at things here, I think it's best to update you. Now, I seem to be stuck in a little bit of a predicament. I've completed my tree, but I can't progress onto this path, and the reason why is because for me to progress here, I need to have full control over my provinces, i.e. like zero resistance and such like that, of which I'm really struggling to achieve even at this level now. I've got, you know, controlled by me, average resistance. Apparently I control 0%, and I've just realized how stupid that sounded. Oh my god. So essentially I've got 0% resistance in all of my things that I control. At that point I should have max control, but for some reason I don't. Maybe I need my compliance to go up. Maybe that's what I need to do. I'm gonna be honest, I don't really understand the whole compliance stuff. I'm just gonna press this button, hope for the best. Nope, it's all on the up again. Never mind. Okay, right, I'm just not gonna be able to progress even further then. With that being the case, because I have my justification of war, I can do that. So I'm just gonna do my own thing, and I'm just gonna go map painting, because I feel like this is as far as I personally can go. You know, I've maxed out my focus trees. I have my mercenary commissions. I've got a lot of money in the bank, and I'm doing all of these at the same time. I might as well just take this opportunity to expand. So I'm just going to go off camera, grind out, see what I can do, and I'll see you guys when I think I'm ready. Okay guys, so here we are back in the year of 1017, and as you can see, we've expanded just a little bit. You can also see that we've managed to change our tag. Now let me walk you through what happened. When we were slowly invading the Zykyrians down here, I got halfway through the invasion, and then I was met with a little notice. And in this little notice event thing that popped up, it basically said, bro, you're too rich, you're gonna be in trouble soon. Now, I was a little bit worried, but then I got another event that happened. And that event was that our focus tree changed, and we managed to have this part down here added in. Essentially what it is, it's a way for us to rebuild Kyrria, and by completing Providence Dawning, we have now turned into the Empire of Kyrria. I'm also gonna go down this part here that, as you can see, restores the Patriarch and can give us our Empress back. I'm not entirely sure what's gonna go on here, what's gonna go on any further, but we've managed to expand. A lot of these nations only had like 2 divisions or 30 divisions. So with my 48, I managed to just deal with it and get it done, which was quite nice, as well as having some naval support through my navy and obviously some air support through my air force. Looking at the tree, there's not an awful lot in the name of events. There's a few events here there, but most of the time it's just like rebuilding and compliance and stuff. So I'm just going to blitz through this tree, and if I feel like something really needs to be shown, I will show it to you and express my interest in it. However, I will be honest, this is the longest video I've made in nearly 2 years. We're sitting at nearly 22 minutes. I'm going to try and get through this as quick as I can. Okie dokie guys, and here we are in the year 1025, about to go into 1026. I feel like I'm at the ending point. I've completed the focus tree and not much else is to be done. Again, the only thing I can't unlock is this, and that's through compliance and such. However, through the tree we have unlocked some cool things. There is this feature which has helped me grow my army massively, and with this I can calm resistances, with this I can build military slots, with this I can gain some cash, and if I can find another one, this one here is to establish a prison, which will give me efficiency growth and such like that for construction, and the last one that I've been relying on is this one here, which gives me surplus population, and I absolutely love it. So with that being said, we all have one last thing before I end this playthrough and our introduction to the new update, and that is to take out the Roman Kaiserate. I'm sorry, Augustus, but you need to go, bro. Also, one more thing before I do. We're at 1025. The world's a little bit mad. The United Ponies have just gone a little bit bonkers, and they're being led by the Grand Equestrian Republic. The filthy rich guy there, the changelings there, and, well, let's just put it this way. 5 minutes ago, this was all Griffonia. It's not anymore. And just like that, it is time to finish the job. We activated our focus to go after the Roman Kaiserate, and that finishes in 1 day. This could go very well or very bad. I don't know how many divisions they have. They have between 140 and 298, and I have 240. It's very well evened out. Some red, some green. I've got my air power, very much so. I don't know if I've got enough fuel to go around. I do. Fantastic. Right, let's let it happen. The war has been declared. Support weapons just in case. You know, you can never be too sure. You can never be too safe. But everything on attack, I do not want to back down even by an inch. Get my navy here. Do convoy raiding off the coast if I can. And just live and let live. Oh my god, I love Cass. This has actually gone a lot better than I thought it would. I'm so happy. Okay, I'm just going to send in my 22 stack Marines, have them go into the mountains, wipe out the stack wipe, and hopefully these guys are going to cap soon, maybe, if I'm lucky. And just like that, the Kaiserate has fallen. I'm going to go ahead and take all land, confirm and exit, and there you have it. The Empire of Kyrria now has its new borders, and this is where I will end the game. I can go ahead and do protectorates and commanderies. I was going to say camaraderies. Commanderies, of which I can basically make puppet states, but you know what? I like my big tag. I could go after these guys to try and make my borders look a little nicer, but yeah, I'm not dealing with that. But with that being said, this has been my eye-opener experience into the new update of Hidden Kyrria, or Kyrian Hidden. I'm sorry, again, my memory is absolutely atrocious, but this mod has been so fun. I really enjoy playing it. I really enjoy testing the waters. I really enjoy discovering new things. And again, a huge thank you to the developers and the team of everyone who works on Equestria At War, who reached out and, you know, gave me the opportunity to A, film this, B, play it, and C, allow me to show it to you guys. So with that being said, again, thank you so much to everyone involved. Thank you very much for watching, and I do hope you've enjoyed. Again, if there's anything at all that you want to say regarding the mod, say it in the comment section down below. You never know if a dev will be looking and take your ideas off. Anyway guys, thank you very much for watching. I've been Anglo, you've been you. Have a good one, and I'll see you in the next one. Ta-da!